Hello everyone, I am Kavita Pal. I am going to be your biology teacher. I would like to extend my warmest wishes to you all on the beginning of our new academic year. Due to this pandemic situation, I started giving online classes to continue our study, and this will help us to cover the syllabus and to maintain the flow of our study. So today I will start with the chapter Human Reproduction. As it is our first class, I will only give basic introduction of human reproduction, and in our next further classes I will briefly discuss about the topic. Now before we get into the details of all the processes, we need to understand some basic things about human reproduction. Number 1 is humans are unisexual and they show sexual dimorphism. Now what does unisexual means? Unisexual means that each organism is going to possess only one sex organ. And sexual dimorphism means males and females, they look different because of their sex organ and hormones which are they released. Now when we talk of this sexual reproduction in case of human beings, then we need to understand the phases that are involved in the sexual reproduction. So what are the phases? These phases are, first one is gametogenesis. Now what is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis means formation of gametes. Formation of gametes. Now, what is gametes? Gametes are simply organisms' reproductive cells. They are also referred to as sex cells. Here you can see two diagrams. The first one is male gamete. It is male gamete which is called sperm cell. Sperm cell. And the second one is female gamete which is called ova cell. So this male sperm cell and female ova cell is known as gamete. Now back to gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is again divided into two types of. Now back to gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is again divided into two types depending upon in which organism it will take place. One is spermatogenesis. And other one is oogenesis. So in male it is called spermatogenesis and in female it is called oogenesis. Here when the gametogenesis occurs in male sperm cell, it will be called spermatogenesis, and when gametogenesis will takes place in female ova cell, it will be called oogenesis. Now once the gamete formation takes place, the next step is transfer of male gametes into the female reproductive tract, and this process is known as insemination. So what is insemination? Insemination basically means the transfer of male gametes into the female reproductive tract. Now next step is fertilization. Next step is our fertilization, and this fertilization results in formation of zygote. Now what is zygote? Zygote is the fertilized egg cell that results from the union of a female gamete, that is egg, with a male gamete, that is sperm. Here this is our male gamete and this is our female gamete. When these two gametes unite together, this will form zygote. So, fertilization in fertilization, 2n zygote formation takes place. 2n's means diploid. Diploid zygote formation takes place in fertilization. Again, this fertilization is called internal fertilization. Now, why internal fertilization? Because the whole process of fertilization occurs inside the body. That's why it's called internal fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote is going to reach into uterus, where it is going to get implanted, because now mother's body will supply nourishment to the developing embryo. But then the zygote start dividing. Here you can see that the zygote that formed in fertilization, now first of all it divides into 2-cell stage, then it divides into 4-cell stage, then blastocyte, morula, and then finally it converted into 8-cell stage. So it is called division phase or cleavage of zygote, because in this phase the zygotes divided repeatedly. So this phase is called division phase. In division phase, the zygote first divides into 2-cell stage, then 4-cell stage, then blastocyte, then morula, and finally it converted into 8-cell stage. So this process is called cleavage. Now, after that it would get implemented. So the next step is implementation. Now what is implementation? Implementation means fixing of that structure which is coming into the uterine tissue. This is our uterine tissue, and then that proper connected would be formed, which is called placenta. Here you can see the placenta. So the next step is called placentation, and after placentation the next step is gastrulation. Gastrulation basically means the formation of 3 germ layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Here it is. This is ectoderm, this is endoderm, and this one is mesoderm. These 3 germ layers are going to give rise to all the tissues and organ system of the body. Here it is. After formation of these 3 germ layers, that is endoderm, mesoderm, ectoderm, This three germ layer will give rise to the different tissues and organ system of the body. So the next step is organogenesis. Here the next step is our organogenesis. In organogenesis, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm will give rise to different tissues and organs of our body. So in all these phases, that is starts with gametogenesis, then insemination, fertilization, division or cleavage, implementation, placentation, gastrulation, organogenesis. In all these phases, the sexual reproductive cycle is completed and it starts with gametogenesis. But we are not going to start with gametogenesis. To understand all these processes, we need to first talk about the system where all these things are going to take place. That means we have to understand the male and female reproductive system first, the structure, and then only we will able to understand where are these phases taking place during the reproductive cycle. So in our next class, we will discuss first about the reproductive system, that is male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Then we will again discuss briefly about the human reproduction. So I hope you all got some basic idea of human reproduction. In our